Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, Johnny, and I'm so sorry for not uploading in the past weeks. I felt absolutely horrible. I gotta say, I went over to London to meet a couple of content creators alongside myself for the FIFA World Cup event, and man, I came out of it absolutely sick. I couldn't sleep over there. I don't know what it is, but I'm back home now, and I had a couple of days to become healthy again. And as we were trying to become healthy, we saw that Kylian Mbappe and his boys are now in the market for the new season. So they should hopefully be added into the new game week with the prize pool. If they are, that'd be great. We're going to check that out. But also, let's talk about my previous game weeks and what has happened in the past. Let's dive into it and see what has happened. So, as you guys can see right here, in this specific game week, I had won myself a tier 3. It was a 96 score from Kavlina, his highest score ever. And hopefully, this is a sign of things to come. Sanuc and the boys haven't done really too well. Getson Fernandez is fully back. He seems to be on fire now for Besiktas because the new coach is playing him in the role that I prefer him as well. He's basically all over the pitch, and that just makes up for amazing AA scores. And he did that against Galatasaray, which was a big game that they lost, a derby game, and he still managed to get 61 points, which was great. Sheshko, I don't even want to talk about this guy anymore. He's genuinely pissing me off. At one point, he was going for 1.4 ETH. I should have sold him during the international break because, yeah, man, this guy just, I don't know what it is, man. He's a huge talent, don't get me wrong, but he's extremely raw and he needs a lot of work to go ahead and become one of the top strikers in the world. But I have faith. He's only 19. Can't really judge him too much at that age, I guess. But I hope he can pick it up. By the time he's like 21, I really hope he's going to be a massive player for me. Because right now, at the value that he's at, I'm not selling. He's like 1/3 of what he was during the international break. So I'm not selling at all. But yeah, this is what we had. And this team won ourselves a tier 3 rare, which I just sold, I believe. I think, where do I go for this? Do I go into my Sorare? Is that the place that I go for? No. Manager sales? Nope. My listings? Is that the one? No. Offers received? Yep, that's the one. So I had one, this guy, Brecht Capon, from Belgium, 34-year-old, going for a solid €8. And I sold him. Someone sent me an offer today. I was like, yeah, sure. Just go ahead and take it. So I also sold a couple of other players, by the way. I sold Omar Campos. I also sold Eren Elmalı. Elmalı did not play the last game because he was suspended. But yeah, he is a lot of Trabzon fans. From what I've seen, like his performances are good. But from what I've seen on social media, man, people absolutely hate him. Like they just don't want him to be in a starting lineup. I scrolled through pages and pages of Twitter to find out if people actually have a good sentiment about him or not. And mainly speaking, it wasn't looking good. So he is down to 0.1 ETH there. Let me see what I sold him for. I think I sold him for a decent price. Actually, it's about the same. Okay. It was a little bit more on the euro side because my God, mate, crypto died. What the hell happened? If we look at the I mean, this is the weekly time frame. It just looks natural, right? It just looks like the bear market, which is usual, right? When you get those highs, in terms of like ETH, we were up to like nearly 5K in terms of dollars. And then we came down to like 880. This is just kind of natural that during bear markets, you test these lows a couple of times. But man, I did not expect it all to happen within just one freaking day. So if we go in here and we take a look at what has happened in the past, what is it, like 48 hours maybe? So FTX, it is a platform, an exchange, I believe, for crypto, possibly the second biggest out there after Binance. They completely crashed. So they might have to go insolvent. And because of that, people were absolutely panic selling their lives away. And we had a 33% drop within just 2 days and 20 hours. That is massive. So for that reason, Sorare, the market was already kind of unstable. People are already panicking. So I can see a lot of people trying to undercut each other to let go of players. If you truly believe in crypto and everything, it might be a good time to buy. If you see this price come down towards the 880 range again, even I myself might be tempted at that point because I got to be honest, I averaged in all the way down. So I started Sorare in like, what was it, December? December 21. Yeah, that's when I started, basically the top of the market. And I worked my way down, constantly buying players, investing ETH onto the platform, and just buying as we kept going down. And generally speaking, doing like a dollar cost average thing is a smart thing to do if you truly believe that this thing will go up and not like end up like Luna and go to zero, which shouldn't happen to Bitcoin and ETH. You should technically go ahead and do that. But I'm actually thinking about like holding off a little bit and then possibly investing again in like December. But let's go into the past game week. This one, oh, actually the live one. I had no teams. I had no one playing. Apparently you got a under 23 reward with just 210 points, which is insane. Let's take a look at who has won it actually in rare under 23. 390 points got you first place. Just because this guy had a full Bundesliga team here. GG's, man. He has done really well. I like that Christensen guy, the goalkeeper. Kabak is really good. I think he's really underrated in terms of Sorare. I think his super rare was being sold for a decent price lately. I think he has been up there for a little while. So has anyone picked it up yet? No. He was going for like 1,000 euros. I had like a thing on the market that like alerted me that he was going down. There you go. Let's see. Has it been sold in the last few days? 14 days ago. Yeah, 1,200 euros. There you go. And I think his scores are good. His scores are not bad. These are some decent scores. I mean, he had a couple of bad ones here, but generally speaking, he does get good scores, and he's capable of getting goals and assists, which is quite interesting to see. But yeah, Kabak still under 23 until 2024. I feel like he's been around for 6 years. Wow. Anyways, GG's to this man. I've gone ahead and put my teams together, guys. If you can go ahead in the comments and let me know, help me out. That'd be very much appreciated. I do have some money on the platform right now. We have around 424 euros, which is 0.36 ETH. I'm just kind of saving up for a big purchase. I think that's what I'm going to kind of work myself towards. But I have put teams together. Let's start off with the underdog super rare. So this is the team that I've put in. I think Bayer was... let me see. How can I find him? I think he was suspended for the last game. Or is he suspended for this one coming up? Ooh, I think he's suspended for this one coming up. I can't even put this team in there. Okay, Nunez was an injury worry anyways. Do I have anyone else that I can put in here? No, I don't. I really just don't. Oh, well, that underdog super rare team in the bin. I can't use it. Cool. So yeah, let's go ahead. Challenger Europe, Beşiktaş actually did play Ersin Destanoğlu in the cup and they won 3-1. So I don't know if this is a sign of him to come back into the starting lineup or if this is just to kind of keep him happy or somewhat satisfied so he gets to play the cup games. I need this boy back. I need him back as soon as possible. If he's back, this team has a chance. We have put in the Beşiktaş boys into it. Sanuc gets on Fernandez. They're up against Antalya. Should be a good match. Šeško is 80% expected to play, and he just needs to score a goal, man. It's been, I don't know how long it's been. This guy has been awful ever since the international break. He just hasn't stepped up to the plate. I mean, look at this. Up here, he was going for like a really, really good price. This is going to be so painful to look at. Let's go 3 months. Yep, he was going for, what was it there? 1.5 ETH. Yeah, I was contemplating selling there. I had offers, plenty of offers. I didn't sell. I don't know why. And now he's down to 0.55. I want to cry. But yeah, his last game was a 46. I watched the game. He was awful. He needs to score. He has to score. This guy, he can't be this bad for this long. I mean, come on, Šeško. Step it up, brother. I really hope he does. But yeah, he's in this team. Even if the goalkeeper doesn't play, if these boys ball out, we could have a chance of a reward. Let's see if that works into my favor. I genuinely think if these guys can ball out, we could have a good chance, especially if Šeško scores, even without a goalkeeper, to pick up like a tier 3, maybe. But let's go on into the all-star team. The all-star team consists of Kavlina, who's up against Istra. They are just one spot above them in the league table. Could be a good matchup for him. At least don't concede 3 goals. I'll be happy. Saliba up against Wolves. That is technically a very easy matchup. Up against the 19th in the league, I believe. Arsenal is on fire, as we all do know. Nakamura at home against Sturm Graz. That game is tough, but Nakamura has proven that he can get insane scores through AA. Without even scoring goals, he can get 60 pluses. So I made him the captain. Normally, Xavi Simons would be the captain, but he's up against AZ Alkmaar. PSV Eindhoven is on fire. Don't get me wrong. They have done really well against Ajax. But I don't know. I feel like AZ Alkmaar is going to be a tough one to play against. especially because Xavi Simons might have Tijani Reinders on his back, just constantly chasing him down. So I didn't want to captain him, but I still have high hopes that he can do well in this game. And then Zion Fleming is going to be playing against Preston North End away from home. He has also not been able to score as much lately, which is a bit of a letdown, but he does still have that decent AA game that doesn't necessarily kill your lineups completely. So I'm okay with it. I just need this boy to pick up some decisives again. I really, really do. He is getting a couple of shots on target most of the time, so hopefully he can get something going for us. I only have like this upcoming half year left for him to go ahead and perform. I mean, if you look at his price graph as well, like he was going for a decent price and now he's going, oh wow, this is just painful to look at. He's going for 0.7 ETH. I was contemplating selling him and now he's down to like 0.278. And it's not just the fiat prices of the players dropping down, it's also the ETH prices, which just shows you there's just panic going on right now, like absolute panic. Technically speaking, when there's panic in the streets, normally it tends to be a good time to buy. At least that's what Warren Buffett says, right? I think that's what he says. But yeah, that team has a decent chance of picking up a reward, at least hoping for the higher threshold, which I have been neglecting quite a bit lately. But now I've stepped back into it and I'm trying my best to pick it up again. On the 23, we're going with the Burnley boys in a tough matchup. I don't necessarily expect a clean sheet. If they do get a clean sheet, it might be a high score for Muric because I think he's going to have a lot to save. Burnley against Blackburn Rovers. Taylor Harvard-Bellis seems pretty like fixture proof. So if we look at his scores again, you can see this guy's just nuts. He's just insane. It's just such a huge shame that I have such good players. But then again, I'm being let down mostly by my goalkeepers and my strikers. So my midfielders and defenders are performing really well, but I'm not getting anything out of it. And it's extremely frustrating. And I don't want to sell on the low, obviously. We have put in the likes of Szymanski and Kökçü in here with an amazing matchup against Kambur. Technically speaking, this would have been in the midweek game week, but somehow Sorare changed the way the game weeks work. And I have two matches for Feyenoord, possibly the best matches for them that are being wasted on one single game week, which is extremely annoying because they are up against Cambuur and Excelsior at home. Both of these games would have been ones that I would have loved to utilize for myself, but I don't sadly get to do that. It sucks that I have them crammed into one game week, and then I believe only the first game counts. So yeah, it's a bit of a worry because in the first game, if they are doing well after the first half, let's say it's like 2-0, 3-0 after the first half or like 60 minutes, I can see players like Kökçü and Szymanski getting rested for the upcoming game right after, which then happens on Sunday or something. So it's a bit of a worry that there might be a little bit of rotation, but I wanted to keep the worry within one team. Initially, I had Enzo in here instead of Sebastian Szymanski. But Szymanski and Kökçü have been great lately, and I just hope that they're going to absolutely smash Cambuur. Cambuur at home are kind of all right defensively, but away from home, I do expect the boys to step it up. And Balik Visha is going into this one against Club Brugge. Now, that's a really, really tough one. I don't think we have any good strikers this week. None of them have good matchups. So I technically threw the one in that has the best kind of AA play. Balik Visha has been great ever since he has come back. His AA games are ridiculous. 68, 55, 60. So I'm just going to throw him in there as my best option in terms of like possibly getting a good AA score. If he gets me a 50, I'll be pretty happy. So I have put him into this lineup. And the Challenger Europe Pro is actually pretty good. Now, I am a bit worried about Anthony Morris and his matchup. If we go in here and we check it out, Anthony Morris, his matchup is not necessarily the easiest. He has Standard Liège, 40 right there. That's not going to be easy. And I think he will have a lot to do, which could lead to a decent AA score past the 50. So I'm hoping that works out. He has been conceding plenty, though. And I really hope they can start defending much better. Hilgers against Sparta Rotterdam. Sparta Rotterdam surprisingly doing really well this season in the upper half of the league table. But historically speaking, last season, I think they were quite bad. So I'm hoping that Twente does really well in this matchup with Hilgers. Sanuc against Antalya. Again, I think that's a great matchup for him. I think he'll do really well. Enzo against Gil Vicente. Last game at home, Benfica smashed their opponent like 5-0 or something. Enzo somehow avoided getting a decisive. I don't know how he does that. He has gotten a lot of pre-assists in that game, though. I think it was like 2, which is really annoying. And then we have Odegaard against PSV Eindhoven. Once again, he has great AA scores. If he scores in this matchup, I'll be very happy. Apparently, Pavlidis might be back, so that means that he goes into the right wing position, which I like a lot more because he loves to cut inside and shoot or cross, and that leads to a lot of shots on target and attempted assists, which also helps his AA game. So those are my lineups. I hope they will work out in some favor. If you guys have any suggestions of changes, let me know. I still have somewhat a little bit of ETH remaining. If I can change something about the teams with the ETH I have, let me know. But ideally, I would like to save it for a bigger purchase. Let me actually see. What is Carson on right now? Like, what is it? What does his price come down to? He has remained stable, 1.22. Cool. I thought maybe people panicked there as well, but I guess not. That's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I think today is the day where we get the World Cup news. Hopefully, it's going to be great news. I hope it's going to work out for everyone. I think they are working on this for a long time, and I really desperately hope that this is going to bring in so many new users onto the platform. And Messi is now an affiliate, or what is it called? Like, he is basically part of Sorare now, which makes me really, really happy. Sorare with Lionel Messi, the GOAT. He's now part of the platform, and I really hope they utilize their marketing abilities with players like Messi and Mbappe, because if they don't, it is a huge shame. So I just need them to step up the marketing, and I'm desperately hoping they will do that, because if you put this thing on your Twitter, Sorare, if you put it onto your Instagram and all that stuff, yes, it might get some eyes on it, but what you need to do is to actually go out there and put ads out there. Ads, yes, onto football games. And I genuinely think the best thing they could do is, like, honestly, just go ahead and offer every single FIFA YouTuber they know a deal at the same time. Everyone uploads it at the same time. And then every single FIFA video just has a bunch of people advertising. I genuinely do think the amount of users they would get within just the first 2 days of those ads being placed on FIFA YouTubers' videos would just be mental. If done right, I think they would increase their user base massively. Now, I don't want to say I played a part last time around when the market kind of moved, but when Nep, myself, Haber, and all of us jumped into Sorare, after we jumped in, the prices just went up. So many people got involved into the game. So I think if they go ahead and do that with the entire community, or at least the biggest YouTubers out there, yes, it will cost you some money, but man, I think it's the best advertising you can do. It's really targeted at an audience that loves football, that loves gaming. What else do you want? So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. Hope you guys are looking forward to what's to come with the World Cup mode, because I am. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one, and wish me luck to hopefully win something again. Take care and peace.